Namaskaram to all the attendees and the esteemed panelists. A warm welcome to our virtual gathering today. My name is Pramay, and I am delighted to be your moderator and host for this panel discussion, which is Beyond Borders Unlocking New Horizons with the Virtual Events in XR. So, in this session, we will be talking about the advantages, challenges, opportunities which are present in XR, which are presented by XR in the realm of virtual events. So our esteemed panel is of XR industry experts, and they will be sharing their valuable insights and shedding some light on the latest trends and practices. Let us start with the session with the introduction of the panelists. So first off, we have Mr. Rajat Jangir. He is the lead UI UX designer at Ajna Lens, and he is an exceptional talent in the field of UI UX design for 2D screens and cutting edge extended reality experience. He has completed his education at ICAT Design and Media College. With over 2 years of experience in the XR domain, Rajat has been involved in various XR projects, including simulation training for XR-based welding and spray painting. Furthermore, he is actively engaged in the development of XR operating systems and XR learning platforms. At present, he expertly leads a team of 5 designers. Welcome, Rajat. Secondly, we have Mr. Yash Bhalkar. He is the founder of uh, Future Realms and he's the CEO of January Studio. Yash is a highly accomplished entrepreneur and immersive technology expert, widely recognized for creating unique, professional, and innovative virtual reality applications. As a founder of January Studio, he is dedicated to advancing the field of metaverse through the cutting edge immersive technology solutions. He is a TEDx speaker. He has worked on medical surgeries which are being used in medical institutes. He has been award winning. He has award winning unique and creative immersive experience creator. He specialized in human centered designs in XR. He has mentored many startup in XR which got selected in Meta Grant, and he has been developed efficient XR solution for medical, defense training, and schools and etc. Welcome, Yash. Namaskaram.
Thank you, Pramay. Thank you so much.
And lastly, we have Mr. Prasad. Mr. Prasad Sukumaruni. He is the founder and director at Bbox Studios, and AR, VR, and Web 3D solutions based company. Mr. Prasad is an entrepreneur with proven ability to build, manage, and grow teams that can efficiently achieve organizational objectives. From a core, he is a technical embedded software development. He has embedded software development background with almost 22 years of experience. With almost 22 years of experience, he has started his journey by creating advanced 3D visualization solutions utilizing extended reality solutions delivered through smartphones, tablets, or other head-mounted devices. Also, he is an expert in project management, people management, and agile software development management. And he also holds an extensive experience in software development of new product introduction. Thank you, Prasad sir, and welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome.
Yes. So let's start the session with a very like basic question, and it is for all the panelists. So first off, we'll take a question like, how would you define metaverse, and what do you see as its potential impact on our daily lives? So let's start with Yash.
Okay. Thank you for bringing me on this beautiful session. First of all, so going to your question, what is metaverse? Wow, it's a broad term that started in back 2021 when Mark Zuckerberg announced about he's changing the way we interact with the people from 2D and we are transversing it to the 3D world. A lot of people around the world have appreciated the fact that we're gonna have the next revolution of 3D internet, and it will be more accessible, it will be more interactive. People are gonna meet with each other virtually, and there will be a huge infrastructure of this 3D virtual worlds. People will join, communicate, make their own worlds, have their own economy, bring the Web3 part of it. But in 2 to 3 years, but still we haven't seen that yet. So the problem happened there was definition, which uh, Pranay has already asked me, is what is the definition of metaverse? Why it is so confusing for everyone to understand and implement it, right? If you go in back in 1990s, there was games, multiplayer games. That time also we had this virtual environment. People used to connect, they used to play with each other. And back in that is 2000 maybe, there was a game World of Warcraft where there was a huge scenario of people playing with each other, and then came Second Life, which we can say is near to the metaverse, where people used to have their own avatars, doing parties and enjoying the events and all. So the definition is same, where you have the virtual environment and you are living your second life. You can play, you can trade, uh, you can dance, whatever you want to do in the virtual environment, and it is consistent. So if I do something today in the metaverse, it will have the track that I have done this thing in that particular moment. If I shoot a tree, it will be there. The impact will be there for several decades, unless and until uh, it's not you can say demolished by someone else. So that persistency is needed to make metaverse. And people only think the metaverse is about having the headsets and going into the virtual world. But can we imagine a metaverse where you upload yourself into the digital realm? So that is also a kind of metaverse we can see in your future. So that's from my side the my vision for metaverses.
Great. So now over to you, Prasad sir. So like the same question, like how would you define metaverse and what do you see its potential like impact on our daily lives?
Metaverse perspective, what I feel is actually it is a new communication method where you can interact or communicate with the people who are far away. Okay, so we can have the interaction with local people or our colleagues or co-workers. All those kind of things are currently, it is a very very good way, but corona actually taught us that we need work from home kind of stuff, right? So how we can communicate with the wider audience who are far away from our place. So metaverse could be a technology which will evolve into that kind of technical communication or any kind of communication, right? So currently, what is the difference between our normal communication and all these things? The 3D environment, right? So why it is not there in every case? Why it is not required for every case? That is a kind of thing. So currently, just think our communication. We are using a PC or a mobile phone to hear, to see our faces, right? This is sufficient for, it is also a virtual event in a sense, right? But it is not considered as a metaverse. Why? Because it is not in a 3D environment. That is the only difference actually going. So when, okay, so far in all the communication medium we are having, like audio, speeches is one thing. Second is the our text based communication. Third one is picture based communication. Fourth one is video based communication, right? We uh, we are actually I mean, in that mode of communication only. So far all the communication medium you take, it will fall only in these four areas: either audio, text, picture or video. Now we are bringing in another new dimension, new way of communication, like 3D environment, right? Where when you are wearing a headset, you will be transported into a world where there is no more screen restriction. It is not 17-inch monitor you are seeing in front of you, or 23-inch monitor, right? Or 100-inch projector screen you are seeing. You have 360-degree data. So now what you are going to do with that data, that is where the entire thing changes. That is where the metaverse comes into picture and play. right? Whether the events or the interaction, avatars, NFT, many different blocks are there. But finally, it's a new way of communication, right? From my perspective, actually, that's how it is going to evolve. If we are thinking that is a medium of communication between people, this is going to evolve in a much better way with new gadgets, new technologies, and everything evolves. So this is going to be there for the next gen, right? So if you think Roblox, the current number of statistics or the people who are working, I mean, playing in Roblox, more than 57% is less than 16-year-old. What that means is they are already involved in the 3D environment. They know how to navigate through that. They know how to jump into a new area, and they can explore many things. That workforce, that people currently less than 16 years old, they are the workforce of tomorrow. After 5 years, they are the one who is going to work over here in industries, right? Their expectation is much different than our PDF documents and other things. So the it is going to be adopted by them very fast. So how good the technology is evolving through that, and they merge that gap, that is where the success of metaverse I mean, will be, right? Yeah, thanks.
Uh, that's great, Prasad sir. So I would like to ask Rajat if, like, over to you, Rajat, if you have any opinion about this.
Yes, thank Pramit. I think Yashi and Prashadji already explained very well that thing. I just want to include that thing that yes, this is the way of communication we already do. And what is the better, like how metaverse is a better way to communicate with rather than our traditional methods is immersiveness, the sense of presence there. So, metaverse, if I have to explain, it is a digital version of our own world. So whatever we can do in real world, we can do in virtual world also. We can meet people, we can explain our thoughts and all in a very good manner. Because in a real world, we have like restriction of physics, restriction of everything, resources and everything. But I think digital world, we don't have any kind of restrictions. We can show, present our ideas in a very new way. And I think gaming is a one of the field where metaverse is very booming right now. But apart from that, I think like work culture is also different in metaverse. If I give you the example, so if you put your money into some kind of gaming assets or maybe for work, like monitors and everything, you have to purchase in a different way. Like you have to purchase 2 3 monitors and you have to pay for that thing. But in metaverse, you can create infinite number of screen also, and better than that, you can do in a other ways also, rather than traditional 2D ways. Like I think there's a lot of potential in 3D designing also. So people initially do the 3D designing in most of the time in the laptops and all everything. But 3D designing is not that much easy to do. But in metaverse, you can see the thing, you can do as an artist kind of thing. Like you do the pottery kind of thing, you can do with that 3D models also. So I think there is a like endless possibilities of metaverse here, and yeah, that's all from my side.
Great, Rajat. That was very well put. So, talking about communications, so I would like to ask the panelists, like, what is their opinion with the rise of, virtual events in XR? How do they see, like, the landscape of traditional physical events changing in future, and what are the potential advantages, disadvantages related to this? So, first off, I would like to ask Mr. Prasad sir.
Yeah, there are many what do you call events, virtual events were happening, but that, I mean, what I participated personally is something during Corona days, and after that, that traction of those kind of environments actually got reduced from my perspective. So I did not did that thing. But one thing what struck me during that time is, currently when we go for a event show kind of thing, right, where exhibition hall kind of things. So when we have a person is showcasing a machine, and I am just walking around, I may just look into that, and I may just walk around for that one. I need not interact with it. But if a person is a marketing person is explaining to somebody else, for example, just a machine, a complex machine is there, and one marketing person is discussing about that features of that particular machine to the one person in a detailed way, right? I may go and I will stand nearby and I will be tenting, I mean, trying to listen to that, right? It is a passive listening, but that may be sufficient for the time being. So that, I mean, for that kind of events, right now only the passerby can get that kind of information. Right now this kind of experience can be there in metaverse, where I can select whom I need to talk privately, whom I need to talk publicly, all those kind of things, right? Once the event is happening, that number of people, even if 50 people are there, I can talk to a single person immediately. So the way we connect, way we interact, way we understand the scenarios, as Rajat clearly put, the immersiveness, right? We are seeing things in 3D. Our human brain can understand 3D much better than 2D pictures and videos, right? So when we are interacting, when I am walking around the machine or walking around the things, the understanding I am going to get is much more than whatever somebody is teaching me through audio, pictures, and things like that, right? From the event perspective, talking about the what you call the public events, like group music shows or big events, right? For example, matrimonials, this marriage also, like many kind of virtual events right now are telecasted through YouTube lives. Okay, why that changed? Because there are a lot of people who are outside the world who cannot participate over here. They can see that thing. That again started or got a traction during the corona days, right? Similarly, instead of just a YouTube video, now we are going to have the 360-degree experience. There will be multiple 360 cameras within the stadium, and you can select which camera you need to select, right? How many people have tried that geo dive when it came and saw the IPL match with multiple camera angles, right? That is a fully immersive kind of thing. This 360-degree data you are able to get from that particular way. So like that, the events, live events, is going to be a what do you call, one of the early adopters of this technology, immersive technology, from my perspective. Yeah.
Very well said, sir. So I would like to request Yes to share his opinion on this.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that virtual events have positive advantage. We can say, like it's we can have a global accessibility to the participants. If I'm sitting in India, a person from Germany can join me in my virtual event, and I can show my demos in a more interactive way. Suppose today I'm launching a product. Consider name any product. I want to make my own VR headset and I want to show it in virtual event. I can have some beautiful animations to him. I can give the music to it. I can have the particle system floating around it. I can welcome him in an exciting way, which we cannot do for every participant in the real world. So in that perspective, also we can give more pleasure to the participants, and after all it's very cost effective. We don't have to have a huge space for thousands of people. We can accommodate it in a virtual environment. And secondly, there is always environmental impact, so traveling and all that is another part of life. Then of course there is the immersive experience, uh, and analysis. So we can have much more sophisticated way to understand the data from where the people are coming, where they're standing much, on which station or booth they're spending their more time. We can understand what they are talking. So these are all of the data which cannot be, you know, visualized or tracked in the real world. And if you see the negative impact is we cannot have the personal touch, the way we have the expressions and way we touch with each other. We cannot have that in virtual world. Of course, there are expressions coming with the meta headsets, and again, Arjuna lenses are working on it. And but still, there is a lack of human emotion touch, the way we talk, the way we make the eye contact with each other. Then some of the technical challenges are there. We can have the one by one session, But if you want to have the huge multiplayer experiences in this virtual event, that is not possible if we don't have the good infrastructure on the back end side. So even if I have the good infrastructure, if consider, let's we uh, talk about the PUBG game. So there are 100 people landing on a landing on this particular map. Then if that 100 people comes at a single spot, you will see a sudden jitterness of that game and you won't be able to play it. Consider that happens in your event, and it's not only 50 people we gonna come. We can handle 50 people. We can make server instances. There is no problem in that. But if the people are huge, like nowadays there is a lot of craze about having a DJ event in the metaverse. That's the case. We have to find some solution, and it's not that easy to accommodate 1,000 people interacting with each other. We can make the server instances for a particular server. We can have 50 people, and if its counting is getting more, then we can shift it to another server. But this people cannot interact with each other. Suppose Prasad sir is in one server, and I'm in another server. I won't be interacting with him, but he's with 50 people. So these are some of the challenges, technical challenges, which will be solved in in coming period of time. Then engagement, attention span, and experience limitations in VR, like the quality of the headset is not that good. So these are some of the points which, if you figure out, then the virtual events is the greatest thing happening in the weekend.
Uh, Great, great. So now I would like to ask Rajat to share like some of his opinion on this.
Yes, actually, it is right. Like we have a lot of things. Like there's a positive side, there is a negative side. Positive, Prasad, it's already told you. Like we have like unlimited possibility to do something which we can't do in a real world, and we can save like fuels, car pollution, and very much in environmental stage. So these are overall things. But yeah, I think virtual events is not like something we totally virtual events can overtake the real life events in totally sense. It's like cars. Like initially, when cars is coming, people are saying that cars is not good. They like accidents and all everything. But after that, people accept because there's like a lot of thing which is like good in a car or a vehicle, we can say. Similarly, we have we have both the things. If we can also drive the car, we can go also walk through our own legs. So similarly, we do lots of virtual events, which is like if I can say in a product category, these events are very good. Like we can show our products, we can show our ideas, and we can show our presentation in a very good way, where we can't show in a real life. When we have like a lot of AI bots also, they can explain each people on the same time. Like we have a physical limitation of people's like who can stand and explain and give the demo to every person. But in virtual world, we can do that thing and we can just go put some person over AI board. They can handle that person's like personalized. We can make the experience personalized for them. So there's a like a lot of potential in that side. I think product showcasing is the most good way for these virtual events because they can show their product in a very new way rather than showing the PPTs and all everything. So I think yeah, they're like uh, good and bad impact. Like already yes said, we can't able to connect with people from the real life. But I think it is a balanced thing. We can go for the physical events also, and we can go for the virtual events also. When we can't go for the like in another country or another state. So like in that case, I think that works well.
Great. I really loved the car wala analogy. So like taking up the next question. So we all know that XR technology like has a great potential. So regarding that, what is your opinion? Like which industries are like best to like benefit from the virtual events in XR, or for that matter, not specifically virtual events or any like XR technology, and how this might impact their business models and growth. So first off, I would like to ask Yash to shed some light on
I
this.
I feel like the automotive industry will have the great impact on launching of the product or the electronics industry, where they are showcasing their mobiles or something like this. So in that way, we have a better engagement. And nowadays, you can see Unreal Engine has the big pixel streamings and all that, where you can get the absolutely ultimate quality with the lumen, nanites, and everything. And if you have seen that, it just blows the mind. You cannot identify, like you cannot differentiate maybe whether it's real or whether it's made in Unreal Engine. So that thing creates a unique and pleasant experience, as I've always said. And especially, I love the fact like I was working on a startup where we, you know, let the users to do shopping in virtual reality. So consider I have a marriage, okay, in my family, and I wanted to shop, okay. So I'm taking my people or my family in a particular shop. So let's say consider a Dubai shop, okay, Dubai Mall. I want to shop there, but I'm sitting in India. My father is sitting in Delhi, some other places for my family. Okay, now we want to shop it at once, at the same time. So I will go on a virtual mall. We'll have say, hey, my 3D character saying hi, how are you, and we're playing, and we are buying the clothes over there. So these are some of the factors that will really help to engage customers and meet the people, and as Prasad sir said about the communication, like connecting the people in a more interactive and immersive way. So in that sector, I feel like it's really great, and especially automobile industry.
Okay, great. So, like, I would like to ask Prasad sir to share.
From XR adoption perspective, I feel, I mean, as Yash was telling, right? So the automobile industry, all the industries, everyone is going to change. So tomorrow the Apple Vision Pro comes, or Agile Lens comes. So this many industries, I mean, many headsets are coming, right? Who is the user? Initial adopters will be industries, and which segment it will be. From my perspective, my personal last 5 6 year experience, it will be mainly for the training perspective or skill development perspective. So product launch and all those things are one of the cases, right? It is not a day-to-day activity. It will be there, but the impact of that, right? So surely that the product launches and all huge opportunity, the sales and marketing thing, all those things are there. But more than that, what I feel when we work with, for example, we create solution for a defense sector, many Indian Navy and others also. So where the impact coming is, most of the things available are complex, heavy and complex machines, right? Many people who are working on that also do not understand what is there inside. It is all I mean, highly imaginative kind of things. So they have 100 and, I mean, 1400-page PDF document to refer when there is some problem, right? This is not a way to operate in any kind of environment. So in a factory or in a operation maintenance level, in all the what you call troubleshooting or training level, right? All these things need to be trained. Somebody need to get trained on assembly, disassembly, all those things, where digital assets are there, right? And digital assets are in a you can see the internal parts, you can see showcase transparency in a easy way. You can see the things internally, this how the spring moves, how the ball moves, everything you can showcase in a much impactful and immersive way. The people understanding, their visual learning will stay for a long time. So the knowledge retention in the XR level is much higher than our normal way of learning. So the one of the thing maybe education, but I'm telling from industrial training perspective, this is going to be adopted as the first level. Then it will go to that all other areas. But currently also there are many players working in education, working in all these things. But I mean, that's my personal opinion actually. So industrial training could be one of the segment which will be really impacted by the immersiveness, whatever this new technology is bringing in.
Very well said, Prasad sir. So, like, Rajat, could you share some of your opinion?
Yes, I think so. Like training is a one of the best thing for metaverse. Like I can include one more thing. but we just don't have like the digital everything. We can mix the physical and digital world both together. So if like I want to learn something, I can go for the physical objects also, which is like there for me for every time. Because if you see something like I can say example of a like welding. So if you do welding, you can learn welding through a remote also. But when you go so when you go for the real world and you put the heavy gun on your hand, your accuracy will hamper that time. So if you do with that physical gun the same thing, you can do that thing much better, and your muscle memory is also increasing that time. So I think we can include that thing. So if that thing is including, training is the one of the best thing which is comes under the XR. And I think yes, production also, like when you show the product and create the product, any physical product I can say. So that time is also our metaverse is very helpful. And third, I think, see, entertainment. As we all are humans, we everyone adapting that kind of thing first in the name of like entertainment. Like they want to entertain, maybe in the way of gaming or maybe watching some of the movies and all. So I think entertainment is one of the key industry which metaverse will have that thing. I think it's already evolving day by day, gaming and metaverse industry. I think initially Apple is also announcing the collaboration with Disney, and they're creating a movie in VR and metaverse. So that is also one big step for that thing.
Yes, very correctly said, Rajat. So, as our audience, in our audience, like there are very budding developers, XR developers. So, I would like to ask the panelists, like as an aspiring XR developer, like what are the emerging trends and opportunities do you see in the field of virtual events and XR technologies, and how do you plan to leverage them? So, first off, I would like to ask Prasad sir to shed some light on this.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So the XR development or whatever the from a developer perspective, there could be multiple ways, multiple areas to chip in. Basically, it is not a one-man show. Basically, this all the XR things, right? It is not a one-man show. Not everyone can learn everything and create a solution. So there, we need so many people who can create content like 3D models. So many people who need to understand the lighting effect, texturing, environment creation. So many parts are there in that content creation itself, right? Then comes to the development perspective, in a programming perspective, what kind of interface you are going, what kind of platform you are deploying, right? Android platform, iOS platform, web platform, or your the different headset platform, HoloLens, or Meta Quest, or Pico, or whatever the new gadgets are coming in, right? So all these things having different kind of development environment and things like that. But currently we generally, most 90% of people use Unreal or Unity as their initial starting point, right? Why? Because these game engines are very cross platform compatible things. If I am developing something, that same interaction can be replicated in iOS easily. One thing I am introduced in Android can be replicated to web, or this Windows or iOS easy manner, right? So cross platform developing areas are coming up. If we are getting struck with one particular headset or one particular this one, the adoption or people who utilize the content also will get reduced. Just like our Apple Store or the Android Store, right? How many people are there who is going to develop the games, and how it is getting developed, I mean deployed, right? So deployment strategy is different, development strategy is different, right? And then the customer comes into picture. So what is the customer's requirement, and how we are navigating these two, right? The 3D content and the development, right? Unity or Unreal or whatever game engine. Godot also now coming up with the WebXR and other things in a very fast manner, right? And there are other platforms who can do this virtual events like Engage or Spatial IO, or many different platforms also getting evolved for creating these events. So there are SDKs. If you utilize that SDK, you can easily create that kind of an experience. So there are some open source, some priced, yearly payment kind of thing. So which one is the required one? How fast we can adopt to these kind of things? That um, that is the one actually we need to choose. So where is your interest in, right? So which part of this entire cycle you are interested in, whether in programming, whether in JavaScript, whether in backend. There is a backend work actually, how the digital twin or those kind of concepts comes, how you are interacting with the cloud server, how you are getting the data, how you are showcasing it. There are multiple chains involved in this one. So it is not a one man's job. Think that, okay, whatever you are interested in, whatever you are well good at, work on that, be make it as a strong point, and then chip into that particular area. So collectively we can create an immersive experience.
Very well said, Prasad sir. I would like to ask Yes to have a comment on this.
Emerging trends. Okay, so if we see the trends, never go with the trends. I would like to say. Sometimes the trends will, shift your focus from one place to another. So recently you have the trend of NFTs, right? Sorry. So in this trend, a lot of people have invested their time, money to make a digital asset with generative AIs, with handcrafting and all that, and they have shifted their focus. Like um, we have made NFT galleries, we have made NFT showcasing, but nothing had happened. Nothing had evolved in a great sense in that process, right? So you know having influenced by trend is different thing, and doing your own research, talking to your mentors, and then deciding what to make, what products needs to make, and which career paths needs to follow. That you have to, you will understand by first of all getting destroyed by investing time and doing mistakes, but it again comes with the experience, by the way, which things will work out. Like I have a mentor from great, great, you can say company or great background. He has a 22 years of experience in making the games, and I just asked him a simple question like, which game will work? How you know it? Because he has given good titles in the industry. So he just said like, it's all about experience, the way you do mistakes, and how you respond to that mistakes, and how you understand the things. Not see, I would like to say like, if there is a bombard of metaverse words or NFT words, Web3 words on LinkedIn, you don't just blindly follow them. Okay, there are a lot of marketing experts. They are ready to spin your mind and divert you into another stream, right? You have to have a proper mentor in your life who had great experience. Like Prasad said, has 22 years of experience. 22 years of experience. So you can ask them how industry works and what are the transitions, what will come. You will have a better understanding about it. So these are the ways you need to approach a particular stream where to go. Yeah.
Very well said, Yes. I would like to ask Rajat to share some of his opinion on this.
Yes, so I think as Prasad has said that this is not a one-man show. So there's nothing like the one person can do everything because in Metaverse there are like a lot of jobs here. Like starting from the researcher, when you research for the project, like what comes under like what kind of thing you have to create. If you have to create a kind of thing, then you have to research about it, how industry work with that, how your market will react on that particular thing. Then you come with the storytellers, concept artists, 3D designers, asset designers, environment designers. I think architectures have like huge like role in this metaverse also because you have to design the spaces and you have to need the understanding of design also, like how you give the experience of anything. Like the color have their own experience, everything have their own experience. So how you give that experience, you need a user experience designer also, you need a user interaction designer also. Comes under the development part, you have like a number of possibilities there also. Like you have like can understand about the technology, how that digital twin work, how other things work, how simulations work, how every technology is working. Currently, I think cloud servicing is also a good part for this. Like we can use the cloud service, which enhance the power of our headsets also. So I think these kind of things also there. Like storytellers is a like one more thing. I believe to create or design something in Excel, you need three expertise. One is user experience, second is storytelling, third is game design. So these mixture of these three, you can create a better experience for anyone. So I think focus on these things can be one more thing. Yeah, don't go with the trends. There's nothing into the trends. Trends will change. You can't change your career on the like way of trends also. You can shift little bit. You can give the direction like how trends work. You can go on that part, but don't go blindly on trends. Like this will work today, so I go with that thing only. Think in the bigger picture and think like what is the core thing. Understand the core thing. If you understand the core thing, you will get your ideas also, like what you want to do. If you want to become a storyteller or user experience designer or a developer, so back end and front end, anything you want to choose.
Great, Rajat. Great. Thank you for sharing. So, like, almost we are like done with the session. So, like, we'll take one last question, and I would like to ask all the panelists, like, what are your opinions? Like, what are the main technological challenges that we still need to overcome to, fully realize the potential of the metaverse? So, first off, Prasad sir.
From metaverse perspective, if I'm saying right, the accessibility and affordability. Okay, that covers most of the stuff. Basically, when we created um, some experience in Decentraland, right? Decentraland is a metaverse. Uh, it is actually a client requirement, and we created some experience, and people were doing that wow factor initially. But after few days, the number of visitors drastically reduced. People are not much interested. There is no moment content over. I mean, there is no dynamic content over there. How fast you can change the content, like that. That transition happens, right? So there, one of the major drawback when we were asking the people how that experience is, and this one, it is very cumbersome to use the navigation button in a web browser. First level, then the time taken for loading, right? Earlier, I do not know how many of you remember that YouTube loading scenario. So maybe in your earlier stages, right? So whenever you open up YouTube, you will be seeing that buffering kind of thing. So we used to do that recording and then seeing it kind of thing. So now everything is our infrastructure is quite good that we have a communication right now. Almost 25 people or 30 people plus people are seeing this one, right? So earlier this is impossible in earlier scenarios, right? Even I worked in okay, I started working in 1998, and that time our internet was not there. Internet came up at that time actually, and the first data rate when we are doing it is 35 kbps. Okay, so I do not know how you will be guessing that 35 kbps, what kind of data we will be sharing using that, right? So the idea is it is evolving drastically. So I am in a very very positive mindset that all the challenges we are having currently from a facial expression perspective, you are not capturing the facial expression properly, you are not seeing the hand gestures properly, you are not getting a haptics feedback properly, all those kind of things. Actually, we know this is a problem. Once we are able to identify it as a problem, we will be getting some solution. Somebody will be working on that, right? It is not only we are putting effort, but many other people are putting effort, because it's a problem for everyone, right? So when I am interacting with a person in Dubai, and if I am not getting that facial expression properly, I may not be feel comfortable, then I will switch to that video conference call, not in metaverse, right? So that is happening currently. Instead of metaverse accessibility, this one is happening. So that is where the these technologies need to be evolved, and I mean that need to cross that gap actually. So then only that adoption will be happening. So accessibility perspective, how fast I can utilize this metaverse, how fast I can navigate through it. Do I need to wear headset always? How long I can wear the headset? There is a headache coming, right? I mean, that's where I started with the statement. 57% of current Roblox playing community is going to be there in workforce in 2030, right? They will be adopting this one much faster than current generation. So this is for next generation. I can think like that. Yeah.